dear friend, truly believe that you can do anything you put your mind to, and you will see that you are the light within the darkness. For today, I know that I'm more than enough. There will come a time when your limit will indeed be tested. There will come a time when your limit will indeed be tested. And we say this not to scare you, but only to prepare you for what is to come. This does not mean that you will not know, shall we say, what to do next. But it is the ultimate moment of trust within yourself that we wish to brace you for. The ultimate moment, indeed, can indeed be replicated, can indeed be fabricated, and can indeed, shall we say, even be disregarded. But this is not what we truly think will happen with the crowd that ever sees this video. When you understand what the world is telling you, you will see that she is in fact waiting for you to step into your truest form of power. This is a phrase that we have told Drea many times before. And this is one that we truly wish to bring to your attention for when the time is right. Your truest form of power, shall we say, equates you to being, quote, a generator. Your truest form of power equates you to being, quote, a generator, meaning that everything you truly need is within you. Does this make sense to you? And we truly indeed ask Drea to understand that she is okay to respond within this video. Do you understand the premise of, quote, being a generator? It reminds me of a conversation we had a while back about me being like a vending machine. Like a vending machine working for the collective. Indeed, dear friend, becoming, shall we say, quote, a vending machine is purposeful as well. However, we would like to give you the analogy of, indeed, the generator. Not one that, shall we say, provides nourishment, such as, quote, a vending machine. However, one that provides energy in a form that is very desirable to the human. To those who are watching this, we realize that you do indeed have a purpose. Previously, we talked to you about, shall we say, the power of who you are. In this time, in this, shall we say, ready moment, we wish to talk to you about the power you truly have. Not only to choose your own destiny and or follow your free will, but the power to serve the collective. The collective, dear friends, is calling to you. And while we wish to tell you nothing that you already know, we do believe there is a large quantity of you who need to know that you are indeed helping the collective. Whatever way that may look to you is important. In whatever way you think of, as we state this message, is indeed important. Queen of Swords. Universe, what do you have to tell me about the Queen of Swords right now? Thank you, dear friend, for allowing us to continue. For you have the floor too. However, what we would like to tell you with this, shall we say, Queen of Swords, is that there will indeed come a time where you have to choose to, in fact, break the limit that you have placed upon yourself. You will have to choose to break the limit that you have placed upon yourself. We say this again. You will have to choose to indeed break the limit that you have imposed upon yourself. Dear friend, do you truly wish to know, shall we say, the limit that you have placed upon yourself? And I know that the answer to that should be yes, because whenever I'm asked if I should know something, or if I'd like to, I'm taking it as a sign that it's not time to know. Shall we say, dear friend, that the limit that you have placed upon yourself is that indeed you are finite. And while we do, in fact, understand that you and many others are aware of, shall we say, this concept that you are indeed, quote, infinite, you have to realize that it is something that must become tangible within this next, shall we say, upcoming realm of shifts. If you allow this notion to become tangible, you will see that nothing, and we repeat, nothing is a barrier to one that is anywhere and everywhere, or shall we even say omnipresent. For dear friends, if you do not know now, you will know soon that you are, quote, omnipresent. Omnipresence is a word that we truly wish to bestow upon you today to, in fact, remember. And we will indeed, yes, use the term to recollect your truest form of power. If you are a God, dear friend, if you are a God, dear friend, then you are indeed omnipresent. This does not entail that you see, feel, and hear all things at all times, but look at how connected you are truly to what is around you. Look at how connected you are truly to what is around you. The air you breathe comes from the trees. It comes from the leaves. The ground you walk on comes from, shall we say, the earth. It comes from the earth. The home you dwell in indeed comes from the earth as well. The water you drink, the friends you make, they all connect to this omniscient, shall we say, presence. And it is more than enough to tell you that truly you are indeed everywhere. Now, how can we make this more clear to those who would like to know, shall we say, truly and indeed tangibly? The Hierophant. The Hierophant. This will be a learning opportunity for anyone involved within this message. The Hierophant offers you the chance to learn truly how capable, powerful, and indeed how omnipresent you really are. Now, allow us to tell you a story. Before there was land, indeed, before there was land, there was in fact oneness in an even truer form, in the sense that, shall we say, there was not much else to see aside from this one ocean. And if you truly place yourself within this, shall we say, narrative of creation, if you truly place yourself within this narrative of creation, you will indeed see that you had to have come from somewhere. Not only, indeed, from the stars, as we assume many of you know while listening to this, but think about the earth. Think about how so many things have come from this one. Division, dear friend. The process of division can take on many forms. And in many ways, it can help you to, shall we say, get to the root of indeed a cause, or in fact, the root of, quote, an issue. However, this division that we speak of is not one about, shall we say, pitting each other against one another, but this division is parts of the whole. You are indeed a part of the whole, and being a part of the whole means that you have everything you truly need within you. Shall we say, to become the light, one has to remember to find it within oneself. For indeed, we are all truly made of light. We have given Drea a lesson recently. And shall we say, indeed, for those who are curious, her name will continue to be Drea in this form until we are told to do otherwise. However, we have given Drea a lesson very recently about this fundamental energy of light. And you, as light beings, dear friend, have a need, have a desire, and have indeed a means to truly explore the unknown. And that is what this is all about, dear friends. Exploring the unknown and sharing the knowledge that we give along the way. This hierophant does not only entail that you are indeed the student, but you are in fact the teacher as well. Part of the whole, dear friend. For we do not only learn regardless of the age, we never only learn. We always teach as well. Even when you don't think so. We have told you once before that you have more students than you may realize. And this concept, indeed, of, shall we say, having more students will in fact play out on a level to you than you, more so than you truly thought you would need to prepare for. For this is where we begin to ask you, dear friend, what light did you truly come to share? What light did you truly come to share? And we need you to take a moment to indeed pull it out of you. If only for the memory. Pull it out of you, here and now, while we wait. Do you feel the joy behind this notion? Or do you feel a sense of obligation? If obligation is in the way of, shall we say, your happiness within your purpose, then, dear friend, this is not your purpose. If obligation is in the way of, shall we say, your purpose, then, dear friend, this is not your purpose. We ask you to reach for it yet again and tell us, what do you sense? We give it time to listen For if you, dear friend, have chosen something that is, shall we say, a form of obligation, then we ask you to reassess. For this is not, shall we say, the production of your light. This is not the generator of indeed the light that you are here to create. This is, shall we say, a form of survival. This is, shall we say, a form of survival, whether to you or to another. Dear friends, part of this lecture that we've provided Drea recently stated, how do we say? We stated that light is here, indeed, for a reason. It serves many purposes, and the energy of light is indeed very, shall we say, multi-purpose indeed. However, radiating your truest form of light is indeed, shall we say, within your realm of control. How do we put this, dear friend? A bird sings as it's meant to, in part due to a sense of obligation. In part due to a sense of obligation. But dear friend, doesn't that song truly help the people in some way, shape, or form? And is that song, shall we say, always only for the goal to, quote, mate? Or shall we say, produce offspring, to be more gentle? Failure. The bird does not fail at its purpose simply by doing other things. And no, dear friend, we do not ask you to neglect your survival. But what we do ask for you to do is to know that there is much more to you than what you truly indeed believe. And if you believe that you are only here due to a sense of obligation or duty, then truly indeed dive within yourself to explore your truest form of purpose. There are many more things we truly wish to tell you. However, we will indeed, quote, stop the process to make sure that you have enough time to absorb. However, before we begin to go, we wish for you to truly, in fact, remember that you have, shall we say, a goal that you may have subverted or directed toward survival. And we truly ask you that if survival was not on the table as, shall we say, a worry that you needed to fulfill, what would you really do? For it is this that the collective needs. It is this sense of, shall we say, safety that you must acquire when indeed possible. For once you possess this form of safety, you will understand that you possess a form of power that is truly unmet when it comes to anything and anyone else. So, dear friends, to summarize, this is patience in romance universe. What does that mean? When combined with our entry card of for today, I know that I am more than enough. When it's combined with our entry card, you will understand that this process will indeed take time to, quote, fall in love with yourself. But that is important. Falling in love with yourself is important. Because if you do not enjoy what it is that you do, if you do not enjoy what it is that you become, if you do not enjoy what it is that you already are, you will never be able to generate the light that this world so desperately needs. And while this may in fact put pressure on some who feel a sense of, quote, obligation to, shall we say, love themselves, make it fun. We do not ask you to make this work, but we ask you to make it necessary to indeed make it fun. For fun is one of the greatest generators of light that there is. Fun is a subset of love. And love is in fact the ultimate force capable of generating just enough light, and even, in fact, more than enough. For today, I know that I'm more than enough. Have fun. And take care, dear friends. For we will see you soon.